Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host of the podcast, The Self Published Woman Unleashed. And today is the season one of season two, correction, episode one. Happy New Year. In this episode, we're going to talk about preparing for your new year and preparing for your goals. And one of the many goals for many people is getting that book done. Sometimes they skate around it. Sometimes um, things get busy and they just forget about it. It's almost like the person that wants to go to the gym, they know it's going to help their body, they're going to feel better, but it's just, they make excuses about cost, but then they spend three times as much on something else. So it's just getting a mindset. And sometimes, often, what I notice about some people, they are very disciplined and they can go ahead and get things done. They don't really need someone to encourage them or remind them. They are very adamant about their schedule and completing their task, and they're very goal oriented. And so they just follow the task and follow their selected goals that they have mapped out for the year, the day, the week. And they commit to getting it done. They even have a checklist. And so that type of person may be on track to get their book completed or any task, whether it's cleaning up, getting rid of old papers from 2025, getting rid of things from years past to make room for things for 2026. They're excited, they have a passion or drive. But sometimes people, even those people, when it's time to tread into the unknown, like if they don't have a clue about how to start a book, they may have some notes in their Word document or on a paper. But, how do you piece this together? How do you stay focused? Those type of people definitely need a coach. I know people who have come to me will have said, this is the best thing because, at least when we meet at a specific time frame, whether it's 1 or 2 hours, I am focused on, you're directing me on what needs to be done. And even when I get that direction later, let's say if they have some time off from their work and they decide they want to get it done, most of them never really get it done because something else comes up. And they say, well, I'm very glad that I have this time with you so that keeps me focused and keeps me on task of this goal that I want to achieve. It's not that those people are lazy. They just need some direction, some guidance, and a space. And sometimes that coaching will give them that. The first step to writing a book is just making up in your mind, making the decision. This is something I want to do. I'm going to make time for it. I'm going to make the sacrifice, whatever that entails. And then being honest with yourself as to what level of sacrifice do you want to spend hours a week, 1 hour a week. Or do you want to just hire someone else to pretty much get it all done? Tell them your idea, hire a ghostwriter, or do you want to be involved in the process of the development of the draft? But you need someone else to help you in that area. So you just have to make a decision. One first decision above that, I'll back up, is making the decision you want to get it done, but finding out the information that it takes to get it done. A lot of people don't know that those two things that I spoke of are required to get a book completed. So finding out the information, maybe speaking to a couple coaches and seeing which one may be a good fit for you, And sometimes you don't know until you just start the first session, or sometimes when you have a discovery class session with them, you'll know right then. But maybe talking to 2 or 3, determining what your cost level, what you're willing to pay, who can work best with your personality, who can just help you get the job done and can set that atmosphere. You can also look at their reviews on their website. What are other customers about them saying? I have a review. I remember a couple years ago, I was in a training for either business training or some type of training, and they were indicating that you need customer reviews. People come to your website, they don't know who you are. At least give them reviews, just like Google, they have reviews, right? Okay, I want to try this hotel, I want to try this company, I want to try this restaurant, I want to try this service. How do I know I'm getting the best service? I mean, everyone can take a chance on anything, and that's pretty much what you do. But one of the better ways to get that information is to get reviews, right? And so if someone has, maybe it's a video, a testimonial from their customers, or a quote from their customers, or some wording. And so I took that advice. I went ahead and on my website, you'll see a section designated for customer reviews, and it has, what they liked about working with me, about the process of getting their book done. I also have like their books available, where you can click where their book's available, whether it's Amazon or another site, and just see their book, and then it'll pull up their description. And so just to get a feel for it, these are not people that, I've paid to, because some people say some people can do that. I don't know for sure, but anything's possible. These are not just people that, are making up stuff. These are actual people who have an actual book from me that have been published. They're actual authors. You'll see their name when you go to Amazon, and if you're, just to be double sure, if you order the book, you'll see their name or their picture on the back, and you know for sure. Or you can, Google them on social media to make sure that they're a real person. Or, once you have their book in their possession, you can see it. And some of my customers also, not all of them, but many of them, it's only been a very few that haven't, they will put in their acknowledgement section, "I'd like to thank my publisher, Sparkle Smith." So that's proof there, that that's my customer, that's the one I help, and that they really like or enjoyed the journey of the book writing. Um, so, those type of things are important when you're shopping for who's going to help you fulfill your dream goal of writing a book. Some people call it the bucket list, but a lot of people like to do that. They have this list that they want to accomplish in life, period. Some people want to climb Mount Everest. Some people want to go to Mount Rushmore. I think most people have a better chance of going to Mount Rushmore and as opposed to Mount Everest. I mean, you can do both, but not very many people have done that. People have lost their lives trying to get to Mount Everest. I mean, you can go visit it, but actually, have never been to Mount Everest, but I've been to Mount Rushmore, and you actually can climb Mount Rushmore. There's two ways to get there. I think you can climb like these rocks from behind it. It's like a mountain, but they have steps, though. They really have steps. Or there's an elevator, I think. But if you want to climb, you can climb like these steps, a lot of steps. However, most people, that's one of their dreams. They want to see Mount Rushmore, take pictures. That's a historical landmark. I mean, it's a national historical landmark in the United States, but it's also an international. Lots of people know about that. Mount Everest and Mount Rushmore. There's just some things that some people want to go bungee jumping. They want to, fly in a parachute, whatever it may be. And so that's one of their um, prominent goals that they want to achieve. And a lot of people are determined to get it done. Some of them, may not be sure, oh, I'll wait. But, there's no time like the present. And once you complete a book, you'll discover that, oh, wow, I completed this book. I can complete another one. Like I have customers, several, multiple two-time customers, and some of them are about to become three-time customers. Like they work with me to complete a book, then they came back to complete their second, and then some of them are getting ready to start on their third. So once you go through that process the one time, and if you don't know, you don't know. You could be a PhD, a doctorate. Um, there's just certain things about the details of things you're not for sure. Now, sometimes with your experience in life and your professionalism, it may go a little bit smoother, or you'll catch on quicker. I should say that it's going to go smoother if you have a person who has great customer service and a great personality and who is competent in that area. But, oftentimes those people, if you just don't know something, once you get a feel for it and they say, okay, I know how this process is going, this experience was great. I enjoy the process with creating this book. Now there's something else that I have to share with the world and unleash through this book. So there's no time like the essence. At least, make the decision to make the decision, right? Talk to someone. There's several book coaches out there. You can reach out to me. I'm at elroypublishing.com. E is in Edward, L is in Larry, R is in Rabbit, O is in Ostrich, Y is in Yo-Yo, publishing.com. I'm also on YouTube, but for booking, and just to have a discovery call, a 30-minute session just to talk about setting up your book and what the process with me entails, go ahead and, you deserve to do this. This is a goal that you're dreaming of and thinking of. There's no time like the present, the beginning of the year. People have their New Year resolutions or their affirmations or their goals set that they want to accomplish before the end of the year, and they start at the beginning of the year. And with a coach, you can stay on task, because most people, especially like with the gym, they're going to be crowded this time of year. Everybody's going in, and by February they've fallen off, right? Unless they get a coach or trainer if they are at the gym. So I'm available. I know there are other book coaches. Some of them have free discovery call sessions. For the month of January, have free discovery call sessions. Some don't. And I don't know what they charge. It can vary between $25 all the way up to $200 an hour. But you just have to, shop for what you think is your best fit. Again, I'm at elroypublishing.com. And then also on my site, you can see some of the books that I, as an author, have published from under me personally. And again, like I said, the customer reviews are there. So there's a lot of information there to help you navigate through, making your decision of finishing your dream goal book. And I think in the last podcast or the podcast before that, I talked about finishing your book in one day, because a lot of people are they have, their time is limited. So they're like, okay, I can't spend weeks and weeks at a time creating a book. Some of them want to do that process, but some of them want to finish it in one day. I do have a track plan for that in my book called Finish Your Book in One Day. You'd want to read that. It's only about 15 pages if you want to go that route. That one takes a commitment, I'd say at least 3 days, versus several weeks or months. But you got to be committed in that. You can't just, show up for an hour and say, okay, I want to finish my book in one day. It's not going to happen. I'll have to just, we'll just have to work out the normal plan. But those are two options. And so there's no other time like the present. There's, it's a time of decluttering. A lot of times you got to get your atmosphere together too. So getting your goals for your book, decluttering your home or your workspace that you're going to have, whether it's decluttering your car, your home, your kitchen, your bedroom, your living room, your office space, so that things will be in place. Don't have to be perfect, but it has to be in a where it's workable for you. And again, Happy New Year. I hope that 2026 is the best year for you yet, with many more to come. And do not put your goals and yourself on the back burner. If you're ready to complete a book, there's no time like the present. And there's resources for you. I'm here for you at elroypublishing.com. Go ahead and just, venture out to seek the curiosity of, what it takes. Find that information out, reach out to me or anyone else that you've been thinking about reaching out to. It's time to create your dream goals and make them happen and come to life and put action to it. Again, your book, whatever topic you have on it, someone needs it and it has the power to transform someone's life. So there's no more time like the essence. Have a happy new year. I look forward to talking with you soon in the next podcast. Bye for now.